Local Women Magazine presents Local Women Podcast, the show for things that matter. Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
Hello and welcome to Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine, sponsored by Cathedral Eye Clinic. Today I have three wonderful women with me. Now, three women from different generations and one from a different place altogether. And they're going to give us a little bit of insight to what's going on in the world today. So today I have the marvellous Cara McGillion. She's a singer and a singing teacher from Oma. You're a country and western singer. She's very good, you know. You've been on the podcast before.
Yes, I was. I was on it a week before my birthday. So I was 23 last time.
Time flies. And next to her, we have the wonderful Estella McLaughlin, who is a life coach. Now, we have done a separate podcast with Estella. I don't know if it's out yet because these things come out at all different times. But she's a very interesting lady. She's the lady who can teach you how to change your life, which is something we're going to get into in a little minute. And right here, I have the gorgeous Ariana Smith. She's my cousin from America, but she's also a psychologist.
I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, so different type of psych, but I'm in that field.
Yeah, so anyway, she's from America. And she's 30, although she probably wants me to say she's 29. She's 30. So we have quite a range of views. So let's get going, ladies. Let's get talking.
Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
Right, we're going to start today with Let's Change Our Lives, because this is the first Keeping an Eye on It off the new year, although we're in February. I don't know what happened to us. Anyway, let's change our lives. Cara, is it possible to change your life?
I think it is very, very possible to change your life if you have the right mindset, but I think it's all down to mindset and whether you can actually commit to it or not. Like, I try so many times and we all set New Year's resolutions.
And what do you want to change about your life?
Well, mine at the minute was just to get a bit healthier because I suffer from endometriosis and polycystic ovaries, so it's just trying to change that because they're chronic pain conditions, so anything I can do to make them better.
And what's holding you back? Yourself.
Myself, because I always have like a really busy schedule, so I'm always making excuses. Yes. And it's excuse after excuse, like, oh, 5 more minutes in bed rather than just get up and get at it sort of thing.
Yes. Now, Estella, you are the lady who can change lives. Is it easier to change your life at 24 or 54?
I hate to say it, you can change your life at any time, and that is 100% fact. Is it easier in your 20s? Absolutely, simply because we're wearing and holding less life. Yes. Therefore, we don't have the same hell-bent belief system, which is where I work on. Yes. Belief systems and understanding. So absolutely, there is no age limit to changing at all.
How would you work with somebody like Cara who wants to change her health, but she's going anti-tax? What would you do with her first? Yeah.
Well, I would absolutely love to work with you is the first thing I would like to say, because I'm just sitting here getting really excited. I'm like, oh, let me at it.
Mm-hmm. What would you do? So, yeah, what would you do?
My very first thing is not about getting you to the action, which is immediately what you said was...
She's jumped to the action.
Yeah,
too 100%. Soon, too much.
Too soon, because your belief system, your habits are going, we don't do that. What are you playing at? And you hit snooze because that's not in your automatic system. Mm-hmm. So what I would spend my time with you at is really, really getting you to invest in what life would look like in that healthier version of you. How far that health can go to will be completely up to you. Mm-hmm. I believe it's limitless. I'm the mindset coach, so I will help you with your mindset. There is obviously more and more levels, but my part would be absolutely to get you to build that picture. To build that picture of that version of you who lives in a healthy body, who, whatever that version of you, how they spend their day, how they spend their week, and what that version of you looks like in 3 months' time, in 6 months' time. Can you go as far as 5 years' time? We will go as far as you will allow it.
Cara's eyes have just gone like this. Yeah. She's just kind of gone, this is a separate podcast, guys. Should we do this as a separate podcast and we check in each month? Should we do it?
I think that'd be fun. I would do it.
Would you do it? Would you work together and come back and do like every month how you've got on?
How much do you want to invest in yourself and having that healthier version of you?
Well, I do. I mean, I've tried a million different things to try and, like I have, I'm not going to lie, I've tried so many different things, but I think I've just been in a really down mindset since I got the diagnosis with the chronic conditions that no matter how many people I talk to, I'm like, no bother. I try for like 6 weeks and then I'm like, nah.
And that's because the habit and belief is still saying, I have this diagnosis, I have that label, and you are emotionally attached to that. So whilst I will never change your belief on that, I will help you invest all your energy into what this version of you in a healthy body looks like. And that's the bridge that I take people through.
I love it.
It's so interesting.
Right, let's talk about this. Right, this has to be a separate podcast series. I
Should
love
we
it.
leave you alone?
Yeah, no, should we just go out now? I know, that was really magical. I love that. So, Ariana,
inspired.
you want to change your life. So tell us a bit about you and how you want to change your life.
I mean, I'll start by saying I'm pretty happy with my life. I have a good life and I can't complain, but there's always room for improvement.
You want to move to Northern Ireland?
I'm undecided on my final location, but I do think my story here in Northern Ireland is not over. I'd like to come back, spend some more time, hopefully at a warmer time of year.
Yeah.
Maybe the spring, maybe the summer, see some sunshine. But all the time here I spend is precious to me, and I have a life here now. I have wonderful friends. Obviously, I have an incredible family.
So you have to tell them how you came to be here.
How did it all start? Well, my grandmother is from Belfast, and when I was living in England studying abroad, I reached out to my family here. I had grown up knowing that I had Irish heritage and that I had family and close relations here in Belfast, and it seemed like the time to get to know them. But what I got was more than I could have ever hoped for, and now we're, you know, you're
family,
a sister to me.
We're sisters now.
We're sisters.
And we've only known each other for
and-
2 years.
But it feels like a lifetime. I mean, it really is an argument for nature over nurture because we are absolutely identical. And it's a very happy story. It's unusual. It's, you know, when you tell people, oh, I found my family on the internet, they stop and go, whoa, what? But it's been a real joy to reunite the American branch and the, you know, Irish branch. And I think we're all the better for it. So family brought me here.
And you're looking to change your life because you've just finished college.
Yes,
so now you're
I'm
thinking,
in a
will I move?
transitional phase.
Will
I just
move?
finished my master's.
Estella could maybe help you. Should she stay in
Yeah.
America?
Yeah.
Should she move to Belfast?
Do I
What
go to
should she do?
Belfast? Do I go to London? Do I go to
What does she
Timbuktu?
do,
I don't
Estella?
know. Where do
Tell
I
us.
go? When do I go? When is the right moment to take a big leap like that? This is what we're trying to decide. Every day I wake up and I say, which country am I going to be in today? It's a great way to live, but eventually I want an answer. But no, I think
You
think
are
Belfast,
seeking answers. She is seeking answers.
Sure, aren't we all?
We are all seeking answers, and that is it, because you will have the answer. Again, I will never, ever tell you where you should live or you'd be happy here. That's where you should be. I think we're done and dusted with all the information. We're in information overload, and it is about pushing that out. And whenever we drown out that outside noise, that's whenever we can actually feel and hear what is in my heart and what is it that I want.
So it's getting to that silent spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And many of us struggle with that silence, because when we sit in silence, you don't have anything else except yourself. And sometimes that might be uncomfortable.
The truth is uncomfortable usually.
But it is also, the truth will set you free.
Right.
Because nothing is ever good or bad. It is only ever going to be our perception of that.
Right.
That makes it good or bad, So whenever, absolutely. So we can always expand and change our perception.
Yeah.
But it's us that needs to take the time to do it.
Ariana is a little bit different from most of your clients because a lot of your clients feel like they have no choices and they're stuck. She's got too many choices nearly.
I have a lot of
So she's
options,
got
which I'm very
an
grateful for.
embarrassment of choices nearly, and that's as hard. That's
It is. It is.
That's a really good.
It's a good place to be.
good problem.
It's a good problem to
but it's
have.
still
I've had
hard.
worse
But
problems.
it's still
Trust.
hard.
It is. It is. You know, I think the more time you deliberate on whether or not it's the right choice, the further you get from right or wrong. Like you're saying, you know, the universe has no agenda; it just responds to what you choose.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think moving to Belfast would be a great choice for me. I've been so happy here.
And you feel like you fit in here.
I do feel like I fit in. I mean, minus the funny noise that comes out of my mouth. I'm just the same as everyone else.
Yeah.
You do. I mean, I was with you last week and you definitely fit in so well over here.
She's just like a Northern Irish person.
I really am.
Which actually leads me to our second topic. Let's take a pause and we go on to our second topic.
Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
Step into style and comfort with Shivers Bathrooms. From timeless traditional suites to sleek, ultra-contemporary designs, we've carefully selected everything you need. Baths, furniture, taps and accessories to create the sanctuary you deserve. Visit Shivers Bathrooms, 21 Hillhead Road, Toonbridge, or follow Shivers Bathrooms on Instagram.
Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
Right, our second topic is inspired by Ariana, who loves Northern Ireland.
I do.
/ the North of Ireland, call it whatever you will. We're not,
All of it.
We're not here to argue today.
This wee island.
This wee place. So it's funny seeing the country that you live in through the eyes of other people, because we're all a bit, you know what we're like in Northern Ireland. We're like, oh, it's all right. No, but I do like it. I've lived all over the world and gravitated back to here. Cara, you moved away to university, but came back. Estella, you've always been here.
Yes.
Ariana, it's from America, and she has never felt. Now, our grandparents are both from North Belfast,
Yes,
so you always
yeah.
felt a bit out of place in America.
Well, I've always felt very connected to my grandmother. She, in life and death, has had a huge impact on me. We resemble each other, or I resemble her, I should say, in so many ways, both physically. You've seen the pictures. I mean, she's my twin, but also just emotionally, personality-wise. So I've always felt a strong pull towards her, and since she's been gone, I've wanted to learn more about myself. Like most Americans, we're curious about where we come from and our backgrounds, and I've been so lucky that my history is rather recent, so it's not been hard to find. But I found that there's something about this place where it sticks to you. No matter where I am in the world, I do think I carry Belfast specifically with me, or the North Coast, where I've also spent a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I like to say, as much as you choose a place has to choose you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's been very mutual between myself and Northern Ireland. So.
And Cara, what do you think is the best thing about living in Northern Ireland?
I think opportunities. I mean, I've definitely got so many opportunities. I wouldn't have met you if I didn't live in Northern Ireland. And I think there's so many different things. I come home from university because my grandfather passed away, and just being away from family at that time, it was very sudden. That's why I moved back from Liverpool. And as much as Liverpool always holds a place in my heart, Belfast and Northern Ireland has so much more. But there's so many opportunities. I wouldn't be living the life I'm living right now if I was still in Liverpool. I would have never met my partner. I wouldn't be living with him. I wouldn't be a country singer, because I started that when I came home. Yeah. My life would not be the way it is right now if I lived over there. If I lived over there, I would probably be a teacher and working my 9 to 3, whereas now I'm doing exactly what I want to do from here. I don't know if you could even say what job I kind of have. I kind of do a wee bit of everything, but
yeah, I mean, you're a singing teacher, you're a country singer, and then Estella, you are a life coach. Now, this is something that Ariana pointed out to me that I didn't notice about Northern Ireland. She said to me, oh, you're also creative. You're all doing these kind of jobs that you've made up nearly. And I did say, but I did say to her, yes, because traditionally Northern Ireland, we grew up in the Troubles, and there really weren't that many jobs, unless you were police, civil service, nurse. You had to sort of create your own work.
There's a can-do attitude here, and especially in creative fields. I think that's one of the things I love about the people. And ultimately, when you love a place, it comes down to the people, right? Yeah. And I adore the people here. Individually, as a whole, I absolutely love you all. But I would say that there's just a huge amount of creative energy. People are just bursting with it, and they're not afraid to try different things, whether it's somewhat professionally, semi-professionally, just for hobbies. Why not? They go for it. They make it happen for themselves.
They kind of do. And I think that has been born out of necessity nearly as well. But we're just so used to, I'm just going to be a country singer, and she just becomes one.
It's amazing. It's a land of possibility.
I suppose that is quite unusual, because in New Jersey, do you know any of your friends? Are they country singers? She's literally not the only person I know who's a country singer. I know other ones. I
have very talented and creative friends, but I don't think any of them have just woken up one day and said, you know what, I'm going to be a country singer today.
Or have they just woken up and go, you know what, I'm going to change my life and become a life coach? No, they haven't.
But I will say, I am very lucky to be from an area where, again, there's creative people. I think people in the tri-state area, meaning New York and New Jersey, are very, go-getters in their own right. It's New York City. I mean, I don't need to say much. And also with my roots on the West Coast, LA, obviously, Hollywood, land of dreams. Sure, people come out there and try things too. But I think that there's just a grassroots feel to doing it here, where in the States, it's a little bit more, it's harder to actualize it. I think here it's like people really, they don't mind getting their hands dirty and making it happen. And it's a smaller community too. So of course there's a little bit more ease with that. But whatever it is, I don't know what the magic in the sauce is, but there's something.
What do we have here? What do people from Northern Ireland have that makes us different? Because you work with a lot of people.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I was going to say it has to be the weather. It has to be our selling point. Like.
Maybe it's because we have developed a sense of humour because of this weather.
Yeah. Rubber skin.
I think it's resilience at the end of the day. It has to come down to resilience, and it's about allowing our past to know that it has shaped us, but hopefully shaped us for the better.
Do you think it's because of the Troubles?
The Troubles has no doubt impacted.
Yes, it has to have impacted us.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah. And not all for the good, because in fairness, what you will find, which is really, really funny, because these ladies is still, you really, really youthful physically. And I'm a little less physically youthful. But I love the fact that they're in the creative world and going, I made decisions and I made choices. And what I will say, truly, truly, honestly, I'm in a creative world now, but I wasn't. I was in a world that was really, really fixed until eventually I had that moment where I was going,
You needed an outlet.
What have I been doing for 30 years, expecting it all to get better one day? So that free thinking is absolutely what's going to propel us forward.
I love that. I totally agree. But I think that creativity isn't just limited to the arts. I think you can be creative in different ways, whatever it means to you. So it's just about following your passion.
Our teachers here are really creative. I was talking to a teacher recently, and it was during the Eurovision Song Contest. And he told me that during the Eurovision Song Contest, he's a P7 teacher, so the 11 plus is finished at that point. They spend the entire week studying the Eurovision Song Contest. So on Monday, they do the voting system with maths. So they work out the voting system with maths and percentages. Tuesday was something to do with flags and countries, because you know the way the countries always change.
Little
You know when you're watching the Eurovision Song Contest and you're like, check it, where's that? You know, like, is that place right? You know, so they do that. Then they do the political, why people don't like this country and why they don't like that country. Then they do the musical day. So it's such a good. So they do the entire week of Eurovision.
That's very creative.
In the school, and they're allowed to.
Yeah,
and they're learning.
I love that. He said he spent the entire week on the Eurovision Song Contest, and there's so much to learn.
But I've seen so many teachers at the minute with the traders, because obviously we had Rachel from Northern Ireland on the traders that are bringing the traders into the classroom, and they're doing it as lessons, like you said, like the Eurovision Song Contest. I think there is that element of creativity, and like back to what Estelle said about resilience and through the Troubles and stuff. Like I definitely think my resilience has come from that, because my family were quite badly affected.
Your family were directly affected by the Troubles.
They were directly affected. Like I lost my cousin, my auntie, my mum, my dad were all in the Troubles, and I think that's definitely helped my resilience, because country music's a hard scene, and I definitely don't think, I think I would have walked away a long, long time ago if I'm not looking at my mum, who was my age when it all happened, and I'm like, well, if you can get through that, I think I can deal with a few backhand comments and things like that there.
The resilience of people like your mummy, if anybody doesn't know, your mummy is Donna Marie McGillion, and she was in the Oma bombing, and she has prominent scarring from where she was in the direct blast, and people will know her, obviously, and we are going to do a podcast with you and your mum very, very soon, because she is such an amazing lady.
Lovely.
She really is.
She can talk.
Oh, she can talk, but she's such a resilient lady who literally wears the scars of Northern Ireland here, and such a resilient woman, amazing woman.
I think it's definitely helped me in terms of like deciding what I'm going to do, because I always have that in the back of my mind, like if I like what I'm going through is only a minimal of what she went through, and I'm like, it's a tiny wee decision I have to make compared to the massive ones that she had to do when she was my age.
Yeah, because what she went through at her age is
Puts things in
It's
perspective.
unthinkable. I mean, it's unthinkable, really, isn't it? But I guess that's what's made people from Northern Ireland really resilient. And we do tend to, in Northern Ireland, we kind of punch above our weight a little bit.
Go for it.
Like since you've
always punch above your
since you've been here,
Don't go low.
we met Lady Mary Peters.
She's lovely.
And you were like, oh my God, she's amazing.
She is a doll.
Like, basically, everybody in Northern Ireland knows somebody who's won Olympic gold, or knows somebody who's like won an Oscar, or knows somebody, you know. Or
It's a tiny country.
It's this
full of a
little
lot of
country
impressive
where we have
people.
all this talent, and it's quite odd, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it is a bit odd. We do punch above our weight on an international level.
But I'm always happy to see someone from here succeed. Always, it brings a little skip in my chest.
You always find someone from Northern Ireland no matter where you go. Like, I was in Florida and I bumped into somebody that lived down the street from me, or when we were in the Ulster Project and I was in Nashville, like, people were like, oh yeah, I'm from Down, or I'm from Armagh. Like, you always find somebody from here when you go away.
Funny enough, it's the same thing with New Jersey. It seems like I always think that, oh, people probably don't know it. I might as well just tell them I'm from New York. But I've met two people here who both know the town about 20 minutes from my town. I mean, if I wanted to, I could walk there. And it's like this, you know, New Jersey's not a big state. It's probably not much larger than this area. But yeah, so it's just wherever you are in the world, there you are, you know?
So we've decided that Northern Ireland / the north of Ireland is a great...
Don't forget the slash.
Do you see how politically correct I am? This is because you don't get people in the comments slobbering. It's a great place to live. There you go.
No matter what you call it.
Local Women Magazine presents Local Women Podcast, the show for things that matter. Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.
Okay, girls, it's Valentine's month. Yeah, because
a whole month.
But it's a whole
Just
month
what we
now.
need.
It used to be back in my day, as I always say. Back in my day, it was Valentine's Day. Now, girls, the two younger ones I'm talking to, right? Back in our day, Valentine's Day was brutal. Okay, so if you didn't get a card, you were a loser, basically. There was none of this Galentine's Day and there was none of this let's love ourselves. No, it was if you didn't have a boyfriend, you're a loser. Am I correct? It was harsh.
Wow.
It was harsh. This is what we grew up in. Now, you young people are soft.
I love a Galentine's. Like, I would nearly have a Galentine's. Like, don't get me wrong, Valentine's for myself is a bit different because that's my anniversary with my partner, because I met him on Valentine's Day. So we don't actually celebrate Valentine's in itself. It's more our anniversary. To me, Valentine's is just another day, but I love a Galentine's. I will always make an effort of seeing my best friend on the 13th, and we'll have a wee wine and cheese board night, and we'll make an effort. Like,
What are you doing Valentine's Day, Estella?
Oh my goodness, I haven't it planned yet.
Do you do anything?
No, I don't buy into it.
And I think it's a bit of a throwback to our younger days in school, where the popular girl who's always blonde would be sitting with I got 5 cards, and like, of course, back in those days, you didn't even get a card from your mum, because not that our mums weren't horrible, but they just weren't banned as Valentine's Day cards. I don't think. You know, I mean, they weren't. It just wasn't that kind of a thing. So you just sat like a loser.
do you think Valentine's very aimed at boys? Like, because my best friend was like, oh, I wouldn't even think of getting her partner something. And I'm like, what? And then my dad would have always got my mum flowers. And then mum would have been like, oh, like I didn't get dad something. And I'm like, do you not think it's very aimed at men? Like, it's men need to make the effort. When I think that, like, it should be either way. Like, my dad would have always got me a rose. On Valentine's Day, I always got a rose. If mummy got 12 roses, I got one. That was always the way it went. But, like, my brother, he wouldn't have got anything for my brother. So I'm like, is this like, it's so aimed at men, like, do you know what I mean?
That's so nice.
Maybe he was teaching your brother to be the one who brings roses for people.
True, I mean, there's probably a life lesson in there somewhere. Like,
Yeah, somewhere. Just scrabble for that life lesson.
Yeah, sure.
Ariana, what's it like over in the States on Valentine's Day?
Well,
Are you going to be the biggest loser this weekend?
probably not. But I personally, you know, I'm not in a relationship. I think Valentine's Day is great if it means something to you. If it doesn't, that's also great. As a single person, I don't really care. If I was in a relationship, who's to say how I'd feel? I think, honestly, in a good relationship, you know, it doesn't have to be a mandated day to enjoy your partner and appreciate them and show them that you care. So any day can be Valentine's Day. I do think it's nice when somebody makes that extra effort, but I think maybe it's that Northern Irish resilience, but I think we'll be just fine if they don't, you know.
How do you find Northern Irish men compared to American men?
Well, I don't. I haven't met anyone yet.
Answers in a postcard?
No, I think I love the banter. I think the crack's great. I'm a girl who loves an accent, so they have that.
We don't have accents, you do.
Yes, right. I'm the one with the accent. I've had to change.
Wait, do you think we have accents? Like, would you be like, oh, it's a nice accent?
I certainly don't. Do you think we have an accent?
Yes, I do.
No, I think, you know, I'd love to get back to you at another time on the Northern Irish Men. I'll let you know how that goes.
We'll do a
another
separate
time.
Northern Irish men podcast, will we? The men of Northern Ireland. Local men. Yeah, the Northern Irish men are special. Thanks, Northern Irish men. You're a special breed.
I'll just not let Cahill hear that part of it.
No, he's actually really nice. Your boyfriend's nice.
And do you know what?
He seems quite normal.
He is, and do you know what? I met him online, and I know there's stimulations about meeting people online, but that's how you meet people now, is online.
I've met people online.
Or in the wild, you know. I mean, it could happen either way, and either way, it's as long as you meet the person. I don't think it really matters how you get there. It's not about the how, right?
Yeah.
There's too many preconceptions though now. Like, I know, like, a person and a boy walked up to her in a bar, and she was like, "You're too confident. Like, you've done this before," and then she nearly put herself off him. Yeah. Because he's like, "Oh, you've definitely done this before," and I'm like,
So damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. That doesn't seem fair. Yeah, that's not fair. No.
So what's our message to the single girls out there on Valentine's month? Because it's not enough that it's a day.
just stay out of Card Factory and you'll be.
Just stay out of Card Factory. No,
Yes, stay out
I
of Card
mean,
Factory. Don't buy into that. Actually, you know what my message would be? Go into the Spar or the Co-op the next day and pick up the flowers cheap. Because they're going
it's only a thing
buy them
if
for
you make
yourself.
it a thing.
They're going really cheap the next day, like they really are, and they're still quite fresh.
Yeah.
So get in there. Yeah. Buy yourself.
Be your own
some flowers.
Valentine.
Be your own Valentine Day. She's so American, isn't she? Be your own Valentine Day. And on that wonderful Irish-American note, be your own Valentine, people. We love you. Thank you very much to my wonderful guests, to Cara, Estella and Ariana. And we hope to see you very soon on the Keeping an Eye on It podcast.
Keeping an Eye on It podcast from Local Women Magazine is brought to you by Cathedral Eye Clinic, Northern Ireland's leading eye specialist.